Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Jaya Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari Jaya, Gaura Hari. Nitai go Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo, Nitai go. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya. Taigo Premanandi, Jayam Vishnupad, Paramasuparibrajacharya, Stotra Sri Srimad, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Founder Charya Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Vedavyasa ki, Bhaktivedanta Purports ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Go Premanandi, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, Guru's lotus feet, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nasta Prayasya Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna, welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. We're reading from 4th canto, chapter 8, text 37. Dhruva Maharaj leaves home. You got your 37. Text number 37. Padam tri bhavanot kritstam, padam tri bhuvanot kritstam, padam tri bhuvanot kritstam, jigisho sadhu vatmame, jigisho sadhu vatmame. Bruhu yasmat pritribir brahman. Bruhu yasmat pitribir brahman. Anyar apyana distitam. Anyar apyana distitam. Padam tri bhuvanot kritstam. Jigisho sadhu vatmame. Bruyasmat pitribir brahman. Anyair apyana distitam. Padam tri bhuvanot kritstam. Jigisho sadhu vatmame. Bruyasmat pitribir brahman. Anyair apyana distitam. Padam tribhuvanot kritstam jigisho sadhu vatmame bruyasmat pitribir brahman anyairapyana distitam padam tribhuvanot kritstam jigisho sadhu vatmame bruveyasmat pitribir brahman anyairapyana distitam. Jigisho sadhu vatmame bruyasmat pitribhi brahman anyaryapyana tistitam padam tribhuvanot kritstam jigisho sadhu vatmame bruyasmat pitribhi brahman anyarapyana distitam padam tribhuvanot kritstam jigisho sadhu vatmame bruyasmat pitribir brahman anyarapyana distitam padam. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Bhuvanotkritstam jigisho sadhu vatmame bruviyasmat pitribhi brahman anyarapyana distitam padam tribhuvanot kritstam jigisho sadhu vatmame bruhiyasmat pitribhi brahman anyarapyana distitam. All the padam, position. Tribhuvana, the three worlds. Utkritstam, the best. Jigisha, desirous. Sadhu, honest. Vatma, way. Me, unto me. Bruhi, please tell. Asmat, our. Pitribi, by the forefathers. The father and the grandfather. Brahman, O great Brahmana. Anyay, by others. Api, even. Anadistitam, not required. Not acquired. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. O learned Brahmana, I want to occupy a position more exalted than any yet achieved within the three worlds by anyone, even by my fathers and grandfathers. If you will oblige, kindly advise me of an honest path to follow, by which I can achieve the goal of my life. Please repeat responsibly. O learned Brahmana, I want to occupy a position more exalted than any yet achieved within the three worlds, by anyone, even by my fathers and grandfathers. If you will oblige, kindly advise me of an honest path to follow by which I can achieve the goal of my life. Purport. When Dhruva Maharaj refused to accept the Brahmanical instruction of Narad Muni, naturally the next question would be what sort of instruction he wanted. So even before Narad Muni asked, Dhruva Maharaj expressed his heartfelt desire. His father, of course, was the emperor of the entire world, And his grandfather, Lord Brahma, was the creator of the universe. Dhruva Maharaj expressed his desire to possess a kingdom better than those of his father and grandfather. He frankly stated that he wanted a kingdom which had no competitor within the three worlds, namely the higher, the middle, and lower planetary systems. The greatest personality within the universe is Lord Brahma, and Dhruva Maharaj wanted a position even greater than this. He wanted to take advantage of Narad Muni's presence because he knew very well that if Narad Muni, the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna, would bless him to show him the path, then certainly he would be able to occupy more exalted positions than any person within the three worlds. Thus he wanted help from Naradji to achieve the position. Dhruva Maharaj wanted a position greater than that of Brahma. This was practically an impossible proposition. But by pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a devotee can achieve even the impossible. One particular point mentioned here is that Dhruva Maharaj wanted to occupy an exalted position, not by hook or by crook, but by honest means. This indicates that if Krishna offered him such a position, then he would accept it. That is the nature of a devotee. He may desire material gain, but he accepts it only if Krishna offers it. Dhruva Maharaj was sorry to refuse the instruction of Narad Muni. Therefore, he requested him to be merciful to him by showing a path by which he could fulfill his mind's desires. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Malitam Jaina Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunath Hanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyahevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So reading from this purport, we can understand the position of Dhruva Maharaj. He's coming from such an illustrious family, isn't he? His grandfather is the creator of this universe, and his father is the emperor of the world. What better position one can have, isn't it? But still, he had so much material desires. He wanted something even greater than his grandfather's. So he approaches Narad Muni, who is a pure devotee of the Lord. At least Dhruva was sensible in that he approached a devotee of the Lord and not some other persons like the demigods for some material boon. Although he wanted a material boon, but he went on the right path of approaching a bona fide spiritual master. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks about in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about the conditioned souls in the material world, how they are traversing, millions and millions are traversing this material world, going up, going down, isn't it? In this constant flux um, of heavenly planets to the hellish planets, taking birth, death, disease, old age, birth and death, going through this for millions of lifetimes. And he says, Brahmanda Brahmite, Konya Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasada Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. He says, of all these millions and tens of millions of wandering souls, aimlessly wandering, one fortunate soul gets, by the mercy, Guru Krishna Prasad, Guru, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, the seed of devotion. Pai Bhakti Lata Bij, Bija, the seed is planted in the heart. And one starts his devotional service. And this is his means of liberation from this material tabernacle of this birth, the samsara, or the cycle of birth and death. So when one comes to Krishna consciousness, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we all come through that. And we are very fortunate. Think of all the millions of the not so fortunate who are still engaging in material life. How unfortunate they are. But doesn't mean that we have a kind of holier than thou attitude and see them from above. Oh, you all are suffering. Fine, good. No, devotees is sometimes described as the most para dukkha dukhi. He feels pain when he sees suffering. He feels it pains him when he sees people in such situations and he wants to help. So like that, Narad Muni sees the inclination of this boy that he has so much material desires. What's the best thing? So Narad tells him, in the previous verse, you are still young, you should go home. This is too much for you. But he sees the boy's determination. Remember, he's a Kshatriya. He's coming from Kshatriya blood. He's determined, he's drida, he's like, he wants this by all means. But not by hook or by crook, Prabhupada mentions it, but by some honest means. So he approaches the right person, because we cannot approach God by ourselves. And Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, that famous verse, what is that verse? 434? No. Before that, Tadvidi pranipatena parishpanena shevaya upadekshanti tegyanam gyaninas tattvadashinaha. He says one should approach a bona fide spiritual master and render service to him, inquire from him confidentially. For such persons, they are tattvadashis. Tattva means they have seen the truth, they know the truth. And only somebody who knows the truth can give you the truth. Therefore, the position of the spiritual master is very exalted, is just as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, we should worship the Spirit just in that same mood as we worship the Supreme. Because without the spiritual master, we don't know God. We don't know. If God can come and cheat us, isn't? And mesmerize us through his material energies. So therefore the spiritual master, he knows, he can tell you, yes, this is Krishna. And he hold you by the hand and take you to Krishna. That is his business, is to take us out of this material suffering, the Guru's business, and the samsara, the cycle of birth and death. So Dhruva is very fortunate that he had to come across this wonderful, exalted personality like Narad Muni. Yeah. And Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita, Chatur Vida Bhajanti Mam. 4 types of persons approach me. So we can prior to our coming to Krishna, we can also may fall in these four categories of what he says, artha-harti, out of distress, or one is seeking wealth, or one out of curiosity may come to God, just being curious. And the other is one who's genuinely seeking knowledge of God. These four types of persons approach God. And they may have some material desires. Yes, therefore they are known as sakam. Sakam means initially we are full of material desires. But at least we are approaching the Supreme Personality of God, and we're not going through the middleman as such, the demigods, or for some material hankering. Although we have all this, initially we may come with that. So like Dhruva, initially he had all these material desires, so much material desires, such great material desires. And we think also of another personality like that. Hiranyakashipu. He approaches Brahma, isn't it? Because previously his brother was killed by the Supreme Personal Godhead. And his whole agenda was to kill God. He had that aspiration that he so much hated God that he wanted to become the most immortal. So he approaches Brahma, and Brahma says, no, I cannot give you that. I myself am immortal. I'm not mortal. not immortal. Although Brahma lives seemingly for a very, very long time. Hare Krishna, Sri Radhanath ki, Sri Giriraj Govardhan ki, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu Gaur Hari ki, Sri Prabhupada ki jai. So, Dhruva had that aspiration to fulfill. And Dhruva exemplifies one of these four categories of persons, and of that are wanting wealth, artha-arti. He wanted that very desperately, because the way he was treated by his stepmother, initially, if you follow the story, that he was very harshly treated by his stepmother. And therefore, in that anger, in that mood, he left home, trying to find that person who can give him all these things, something greater than his fathers or his grandfathers. And similarly, in Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to conquer the three worlds, and he did. And he wanted immortality. Of course, Brahma couldn't give him that, but he gave him some very powerful boons. But still, Brahma wasn't independent in giving these boons, because Brahma is dependent. Even the demigods are dependent on the supreme will of the Supreme Lord. They are not independent in giving us, although we may ask for things from the demigods. But they are not independent in giving. They are also dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is intelligence, understanding like that. Yes. So Dhruva exemplifies that of these four types of pious. Sukritina, Krishna is saying, they are pious, although they have some material aspirations to fulfill. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada says in that purport, when these four types of pious persons come to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for devotional service and are completely purified by the association of a pure devotee, they also become pure devotees. So initially we are like Sakam means we are on the Kanishta. Kanishta means neophyte. We are neophyte, even if we covered material, but still because of our naivety of understanding where all this is coming from, we may have that. But we are approaching God. There's another verse in Bhagavatam, Akama sarva kamova muksha kama udaridi tivrena bhakti yogena jajate purisham param. He says, even if one has desires or doesn't have desires, whether he wants liberation or doesn't want liberation, by all means he must approach the Supreme Personality of God. This is from the Bhagavatam, also this verse. Akama sarva kamova. And Prabhupada quotes that verse in the purport of the 7th chapter of that text 16. 4 types of persons approach me. Akama sarva kamova, muksha kama. By all means, we must approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, when Dhruva was, compared to Hiranyakashipu, Dhruva was very favorable. He wanted the boon, the benediction of the Supreme, unlike Hiranyakashipu, who was so inimical to the Supreme Person. He just hated the idea of God. And initially he was, although Brahma gave him so many big, wonderful boons, he still, the Lord, eventually, he was killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the avatar of Narishingadev, the half man, half lion form of the Lord. Yes. So Dhruva did the intelligent thing. And Krishna speaks about those of small intelligence, less intelligence. They approach the demigods. For some, the demigods are temporary, and the boons they give are also temporary. At the time of death, all this is taken away. Whatever we desired, by the time of death, they are all taken away. They are taken away. Yeah, so it's futile. Krishna is reminding us, even in that verse, all for medicine, all for little intelligence or no intelligence. They worship demigods, all for medicine. They're not very intelligent. And Hiranyakashipu is, Prabhupada regards him, he says he's the prototype of all demons. This is stalwart, Prabhupada used the word. Of all demons, he was the stalwart demon. He was an out-and-out prototype of demon. Yes. But still, he perished. He perished like all the other demons or those inimical. So Dhruva was his good being of Guru, that he wanted to see the Lord. He wanted to approach the Lord. But he had to go through some purification or some austerities to do that. So Narad Muni is his spiritual master. He's giving him the ropes, instructing him in a very... the spiritual master sometimes tests us. He gives us stringent tests to test our recourse, or how genuine are we, or how serious are we about serving the Supreme Person. So he may put many tests like that. And Dhruva went through a lot. He went through some heavy. But because his determination to achieve what he wanted, he was prepared to go through that. He was. He was. Yes. Yeah, Prabhupada, because a pure devotee engages in Krishna in devotional service of the Supreme Godhead, achieves eternal blissful existence. that is full of knowledge. His achievements and those of the common worshipper of the demigods are different. The achievements of the pure devotee of the Lord and the achievements of the demigod, they are different. The achievements of the pure devotee, they are eternal. Although he may come with so much, we all come with so much material desires to fulfill. But still, by all means, we should not be deterred by that. It should not disqualify one, even if one comes with such aspirations like that. Because we're still coming out of our conditioning of material life. And it's not like overnight we will become purified of that. Prabhupada said this, practicing Krishna consciousness is a gradual process, a step-by-step process. It's gradual. It's a gradual process. It may take a long time. Sometimes it may not be in one lifetime. It depends on our surrender to the process, to the spiritual master, to Krishna. Depends on that. To that degree, we will get the results. To that degree, we surrender. To that degree, we will, in proportion to that, we will get the result. But still, it is much better. Although the results, material will come very quickly, isn't? But they will go very quickly also. Easy come, easy go, isn't? We want to win a lot of money, but it will come easy and it will go easy. Unless we utilize whatever we have, our material assets, in the process of Krishna consciousness, they'll all be futile. All our efforts will be futile and we'll become frustrated. We'll become frustrated. Yeah. Therefore, Krishna is saying in the chapter 7, the concluding those verses, he says, Baunam janmanam mante. Baunam janmanam. After many births, even after many births, they will come to me. Samatma sudulabha. Such a soul is very rare. Very rare. Out of the millions, these will approach. In the different categories, Krishna mentions also those 4 types who don't come to me. Those who are demoniac, those who are inimical, those whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, the Maya Parita Jnana, Ashuram, the demons, the Naradamas, those very people in very powerful in material life, by material standards, great leaders, Naradama, because they have no inclination towards God, or they don't give the people the right direction towards. Therefore, they are called Naradama. Although by material standards they are very high up there. Naradama, in terms of, they are the lowest, considered the lowest of mankind. Naradama. Naradama. And those were very mudas. One of the mudas mean those very stubborn. And they give the analogy of the donkey, ass. The ass is a very beast of burden, isn't it? It works very hard. We don't see so much of that here, but in the villages in India, you'll see these donkeys or asses. They're fully laden with carrying bricks and bundles of clothing or whatever, loads of stuff, and he's barely able to walk, and he's being beaten by his master every time he stops because of the burden of. And he compares that to people who are the fruit of work is like that. Works very hard for some little gain. Like the donkey, at the end of the day, his reward is some grass. That's his reward for working so hard the whole day. A little bit of grass. But if he's intelligent, he can get free from the master and go and have the whole field that isn't disposal. He can just enjoy the whole field of grass. But this is the mentality when we become ensnared in this material life. We see the futility. My conditioned life is like that of a stubborn. We don't take the good advice. We see others and still we don't learn from that. Therefore, ass-like mentality, muda. So Dhruva wasn't like that. He was very intelligent. He knew the goal. He wanted to get that, but from the right source. That's why he said, not by hook or by crook, Prabhupada, but by honest. Sadhu means honest. One of the definitions of a Brahmana is honest. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes Arjuna was reciting that verse from the 18th chapter, the qualities of a Brahmana. Remember the other day? Samadhamas, tapa, socham, yes. Is in completed? Is honest, is intelligent. Sama is clean, Dhamma. Socham means is clean. Socham. One of the qualities of a Brahman is that they are clean, cleanliness. Yes, clean. Brahmana. Intelligent. And in the Bhagavatam, the symptom of a sadhu is also given there. Kapila Muni, to his mother, he says, defining the what is a sadhu. Titikshava karunika, suridam sarva, dehinam. They are tolerant and they are merciful and they are friendly to everyone. Suridam sarva dehinam. They have no enemies. A sadhu. They have no enemies. And these are the sadhu bhushana. Sadhu, the ornaments of a sadhu. Bhushana means ornaments. That's his ornaments. Not some big gold diamond on his ears or on the nose. No, his ornaments are his mercy, his tolerance, how friendly disposition he has, and he has no enemies. Yeah. So these are the qualities of a Brahmana. Yes. So Dhruva wanted that. He wanted a honest opinion of Narad Muni. He didn't want to go through by some nefarious ways of approaching. No, he wanted to do it properly. He wanted to do the right thing. So this Krishna consciousness is like that. Also, when we come to Krishna consciousness, there's a process of purification. Isn't? We get the holy name. First means is to chant the holy names of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. In the Shishastakam, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorifies the holy names as so potent. All the Lord's potency invested in the holy names. The potency of the Lord is invested in these holy names. Therefore, they are so potent. They have this way of purifying us. Yes. Yeah, the process is maybe very stringent, but it is the way to go. When you seriously ill and you go to hospital, and sometimes the treatment is very harsh, isn't? The doctor may have to cut you, would seem very violent, isn't? With a scalpel. It seems very violent, he's committing violence on you, but that is violence to cure you. Like in the hands of a weapon is in the hands of like a knife, in the hands of a surgeon is beneficial, or in the hands of a criminal may not be so. The same, it's a question of utility, how to utilize it, isn't it? So yeah, we're coming with all this disease condition, and we have to get a cure. So cure may be very harsh. The panacea may be very harsh. And when we were small or we were growing up, a certain time of the year, or like 3-4 times a year, your mother will give you castor oil to cleanse you. And just the thought of castor oil, it will make you squirm. Isn't it? You think of castor oil? You could just imagine the taste, isn't it? But that very thing will cleanse you and keep you free from getting diseased. May seem harsh. Yeah, your mother's got a stick in her hand and she's seem very cruel, isn't? And she's forcing it down your throat with a stick in one hand. But it's the cure. So sometimes, we have to go perform such tapasya, austerities, for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. And Prabhupada sometimes define Krishna consciousness like voluntarily accepting some suffering on behalf of Krishna. A devotee voluntarily accepts suffering for Krishna's pleasure. Voluntarily accepting some suffering on behalf of Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is very, very disposed towards the devotee because he knows the heart of the devotee. Para dukkha dukhi. It's like that. All right, I'll stop there. Is there any questions or comments? Mr. Murray? Sorry? Clear? You want to ask? There's a microphone if you want to ask some question.
I was just thinking of the point you were making about pure devotees, and there's different definitions of a pure devotee, but Prabhupada's general definition of a pure devotee is somebody who's following the 4 regulative principles and surrendered to the spiritual master. That was his definition, actually. Thought I'll just comment on that because once somebody asked Prabhupada, how many pure devotees are in ISKCON? How many pure devotees are there? But then he said, how many devotees are in ISKCON? So it's like that. Probably you can elaborate on the green mango and the ripe mango a little.
Oh, okay. That is a nice analogy of I don't know if you had this analogy before, the green mango. Well, the green mango is also different levels of green mango. When a mango, everybody likes mango, right? Who doesn't like mango? But when they're green, when they're just appearing, they're very bitter. when you try to eat, when it's just like seasonal is coming out, the first harvest of those mangoes, they're very bitter. And then after a few months, it becomes sour, bitter-sweet, in stages. And then when they mature, then it's very ripe and succulent. So devotee goes through this also. In the beginning, he may be very bitter, isn't? And then as he stays in the association of devotees and gets the purification, there's a gradual kind of transformation from bitter to sour, sweet, sour, and then sweet. And everybody loves the sweet devotee, like the sweet mango. So this is did I say it right? So we all, initially, we may have come like that, isn't it? But as we grow in Krishna consciousness, we tend to gravitate to higher consciousness, higher levels by association, by hearing Bhagavatam, hearing the stories. Like Narad Muni tells Vyasadeva of his story. When he was young, he was 6 when he lost his mother, when his mother died, and then he said, I wasn't frivolous like other young boys. General boys of his age, they're playful. He wasn't like that. And he was fortunate for him, he had the association of saintly persons. He was in the association of saints, and he was serving them, hearing from them, Bhagavat Katha. And this is how he got purified. Just hearing from in the association. So this association, and also taking the remnants of their foodstuff, Mahaprasad. So these are all very powerful means of the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotee, washing the feet, the water that has washed the feet. These are all uripans, like uripans. Their way of becoming eventually to Krishna. Yes, these are such signs that a devotee is advancing when he becomes attracted to all these things. Hearing Bhagavatam, we develop affinity for hearing Bhagavatam. Not everybody is hearing Bhagavatam. You see, how many people are here? How many people are out there on the road thinking about their material life, isn't it? I have to work, I've got so many hang-ups, I have debts to pay, I will maintain my family, all this is, and they have no time to hear Bhagavatam. So they're in a pitiful condition. But doesn't mean we leave them like that, we have to remind them. Therefore, this time of the year is our book distribution, Christmas marathon, and this is the best way we can get with people during Christmas, their festival time, they tend to be very lax, isn't they have extra money, they want to part with some of the money, so this is the best way to approach them, isn't? And remind them. Because for them, also this putting, I saw one poster one day, put the Spirit back into Christmas, put Christ back into Christmas. Isn't Christmas for them is just tamas, just getting drunk and indulging, and so many innocent animals get killed. So during this time, a high percentage are killed. More alcohol is consumed at this time than any other time. And yet it meant to glorify the birth of Jesus. So in the name of religion, this is what goes on. So people have got their wires crossed, or they don't know what is the real goal of life, isn't it? So we have to remind them, to preach to them, to stop this carnage of animal slaughter. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki, Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you.